Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com here, back today with another daily crypto update. As per usual, I'm going to be going over Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Neo, Vertcoin, Monero, Omisigo, and Lisk. All of those in a more detailed technical analysis in that order in just a second here. I'm also going to be talking about what's been going on with the general market and the altcoins. I'm also going to go over and talk a little bit about Segwit2x, which has been gaining some traction here in the futures market. So a lot going on for cryptocurrencies in general over here today. And let's get started off with, just kind of what's been going on here with all of the, the general market. And today we can see pretty much a lot of green across the board, so a bounce in a lot of the altcoins. Now, what's funny is Bitcoin didn't drop all that much compared to where it was, a day ago, let's say. So it's not like money is pouring out of Bitcoin and into the altcoin market. It seems more like some money is just coming into, the altcoin market because a lot of them got to pretty low prices. So there's obviously some that are shooting up pretty drastically. And then just as well, people may be preparing for a bounce, after the Bitcoin hard fork or just, accumulating while the prices are low, right? I think is probably what's going on here. Now, will this last? It depends, because obviously the Bitcoin fork is still in about 2 weeks. So Bitcoin will get a lot of the money and the attention, and more so now that the Segwit futures are rising. So that is something to, keep in mind. Now, a couple things that I wanted to point out. Bitcoin Cash has been doing really well. It seems like everything and anything Bitcoin related has just been going up. Now, there is a couple reasons why Bitcoin Cash has been doing well. They have a bit of a fork/update coming relatively soon. The miner community also seems to be really backing Bitcoin Cash pretty heavily. And of course, since there's some uncertainty around the Bitcoin fork, some money is also going into Bitcoin Cash. And basically, people seem to be kind of liking Bitcoin Cash right now. Is really what it comes down to. Another interesting thing is Ethereum Classic is actually bouncing, and it's funny because there's a lot of cryptocurrencies now in the altcoin market that kind of got reshuffled, right? Ethereum back in the top 10 now. Let me go over the chart on this one really quickly, and you can see that let me just might as well do this correctly and bring you guys over to, let's see, the actual technical analysis. But basically what we have going on here is breakout of the, let's see what happened there. We broke out of the downtrend here that's been going on for a while. So that's obviously a great sign, and it's really interesting to see, what is going to happen and what is going to come from this. Is Bitcoin, is Ethereum Classic going to make some kind of a comeback? It depends, right? But this looks pretty good right now with this type of breakout, and put in a high today of $12.79. Can definitely move higher now after a breakout like this. It could get back near $13.30 and even higher, towards the $16 relatively soon after this type of breakout. So I'm definitely going to keep my eye on this one. And let me know if there's any particular reason why Ethereum Classic is going up. I hadn't seen any news, so I guess this is just a technical breakout, but it is definitely something to look into. And like I said, right, a lot of reshuffling going on here for the altcoins with Ethereum back into the top 10. Quantum seems to be rising quite a bit. Zcash now moved up a couple ranks as well. So definitely a lot going on. Are there any cryptocurrencies that are really sticking out today? Factom is doing really good, up 30%. And, like I said, pretty much a really nice bounce. Zencash is up nicely as well. Now, this one has been getting pumped up a bit by the Palm Beach Confidential research group / newsletter, which, it seems to be a bit shady, but it got pumped up, then it started crashing. Now it got pumped up again. So we'll have to see really what happens with this. Can it sustain this, $24 price area? It didn't seem to do it very well the last time, but it did bounce. So we'll have to see. But a little bit of, definitely a little bit of pumping going on for Zencash. So it is a bit dangerous right now, but I'll definitely keep you updated on what's happening with that. Now, let's go over and let's see. Yeah, this is pretty much all I wanted to cover for the altcoin. So we'll get into the technical analysis on everything else in just a second. But really quickly, Segwit2x futures. What does this mean? And by the way, let me know if you want me to do a video on what Segwit2 is in a very more simple explanation, because I understand that it can be complicated to understand. But basically, the futures have been spiking, and the hard fork of Bitcoin means that, let's say you hold one Bitcoin, right, which is right now worth $7,000 basically, but you would be getting $1,700 for free, right? And that's huge. That's why people are pouring their money into Bitcoin right now. And the more Segwit2x future prices, which is basically the predicted price, increases, the more people will want, obviously, to be holding Bitcoin, right? Because that's going to be a lot of free money potentially. So we'll have to see how this pans out, but I'll definitely keep you updated on all of that as well. Now, let me just go over and really quickly, before I get into my main schedule, go over, let's see, Bitcoin Cash, which has been moving up really nicely here. And, if we take a look, it basically had a little bit of what Ethereum Classic did, which is basically broke out of a pretty, sorry, I'm not able to draw my trend line here. I don't know what's going on. There we go. It broke out of its downtrend that actually lasted quite a while just a couple days ago and has been doing really well ever since, right? So right now, I think this one is going to rise quite a bit more in the future, and we'll see what happens when the fork, the Bitcoin fork, arrives. But put in a high today of let's see, $685. So that's quite a level here. There's definitely some resistance there. If it goes higher than that, it'll really be moving pretty significantly higher, near $900. So getting close to 1,000, which is definitely possible, I think. Now, let me move over to Bitcoin and get into my normal schedule. But this does relate to Bitcoin Cash as well, because it's trending above the Bollinger Bands. But getting back to the normal schedule here, what's been going on with Bitcoin? Well, basically, Bitcoin has been doing great. It's been breaking out, of course, above $7,000, and we're still making higher lows and higher highs, which is great, right? It means that we're fully keeping this uptrend going. Now, a couple things to realize is we're now 3 days trading above the upper Bollinger Band, right? Which, as you can see, that's pretty rare, right? That hasn't happened in a very long time, and it usually comes back, at least to the brown line, which is over here, the middle band, currently sitting at $6,000, pretty quickly when it's trading at these levels, right? It's a very hard level to sustain, being above the upper Bollinger Band for several days. Now, of course, when it's breaking out, it's pretty common, and we definitely see that all the time in cryptocurrencies and in stocks. It's just that this usually can't last, right? It's just too high of a price action to support. Okay, now. Will it fall, in the next couple days? I have a feeling that it will take a bit of a hit before the Bitcoin hard fork, which, like I said, is going to be in about 2 weeks, so around November 16th. But, of course, I think money will pour into Bitcoin nonetheless. So here, this is a long upper wick that we got today with a high of 7,500. I think that this might be a little bit of a short-term top, or we'll pull back a bit, maybe down to, I guess it really depends. It's hard to tell because Bitcoin does have a lot of strength, and most likely any pullback will be bought up. But I think it'll definitely get a bit of a pullback that will be bought up, and it'll just keep its move upward from there on out. But a dip before the hard fork should be expected, especially with the price action that we have going on right now, and that'll probably be a buying opportunity, to be quite honest. Now let's move over to Ethereum, which has actually been doing pretty good here today, and really managed to, let's see how much Bitcoin is up, more Ethereum up 6%. So Ethereum really getting a nice bounce today and broke out of this short-term downtrend that I'll draw right over here. Actually, it's been going on a while, I guess you could say, but basically this downtrend right over here pretty nicely broke out of that today. And so we'll see if we can stay above this blue line that I just drew right over here. But the MACD is now coming back up. RSI looks like it wants to get a little bit of a breakout going, and it's now back above the 50 level. So this is looking pretty good here. Now, sorry, I actually put Ethereum on the Bittrex price exchange. I usually do my technical analysis on Coinbase, and I had some extra drawings on here that are pretty important. Now let me just draw this little short-term downtrend that we broke out of that created the breakout today, which is going to be this right over here. Now, as you can see, there is quite a few resistance levels ahead for Ethereum. With that being said, though, stuff is looking really good, right? The indicators are looking good. As you can see, everything moving back up on that side of things. And we're now back above the brown line, which is really something that kind of surprised me, actually, because I did think that it would face more resistance level there, but it really just blew past that. It's back towards the resistance that we had, previous days ago, which is around, let's see, seems to be around just under $310, let's say. So we'll see if it can get above that. It's obviously going to be pretty hard because we also have this downtrend line over here, this one right here, that's going to obviously create some trouble for Ethereum, and then we're going to have the upper Bollinger Band and stuff. So still some resistance ahead is what I'm trying to say. But overall, this is definitely a very bullish move for Ethereum. And we bounced nicely off this uptrend line as well now. So could definitely be the start of Ethereum moving back up. But don't forget that the altcoins will take a bit of a hit to a certain extent because of the Bitcoin hard fork, okay? But Ethereum looking really good right now, actually. So that's great to see. Let's move over to Litecoin, which did decent, but in the past couple hours, not as good as Ethereum though. Up around 2.5%. So there is some good advancements going on for Litecoin. The RSI is moving back up, but it has a bunch of resistance, so I'm not really counting on that. The MACD is looking pretty good here, turning back up with the histogram, so that's definitely a good thing to see. Maybe something can pan out on that level. Now, we bounced off the downtrend line over here, right, this blue line, and we made a higher high and lower low. So that's good. That's a little bit of a short-term bottom right there. Now, we have this downtrend line, and, kind of coincides with this uptrend line. But like Ethereum, this is going to be some pretty serious resistance to be able to go through, right? And, it could get kind of stuck in a channel where it bounces between this pink line right over here, this downtrend line, and the blue line over here. That's definitely possible, right? Because of the Bitcoin fork. So we'll have to see if that happens. Of course, it's possible that it gets some extra strength and maybe breaks into, this triangle in here. So somewhere in this area right here, around mid $50 range. That can happen as well. But for now, we're going to have to wait and see and really notice how it deals with the upcoming resistance level around the mid $50 area. Now let's go over to Ripple. Ripple acting, it's been a tough one, let's say, but let's see what's been going on. Let's see. So wow, actually a massive spike today. Can't even believe that's real, but massive spike today. And let's see. There might have been some news actually on Ripple. Should have checked that. Definitely let people know in the comments if there was any news on Ripple, but up around 8% right now. Seems like it went even higher today. And let's see. It went all the way up to 30 cents, right? Wasn't able to sustain that level, which, I mean, is kind of logical considering the hard fork for one, and just the fact that, such a massive price increase with so many resistance levels, it's not really likely to hold it. Now, what's interesting is I've been bullish on this formation right here on the MACD, right? It just was kind of failing in the past couple days, but now it really looks like it's about to cross over, right? Which is going to be a really powerful move. This is one of my prime, trading signals for buy signals, is this super big, overextended MACD hook where it hooks back over, crosses back above the orange line, histogram about to cross over as well, RSI back into the uptrend level, so we're back in uptrending now, and that's all excellent news, right? Now, it is facing some pretty serious resistance at this brown line, which is the middle band, currently at 20 cents, which is, expected, but actually it is peaking a little bit above that, so we'll see if it can, really get, hold above that. But where is this going to head in the next couple days? Right now it does look like it'll head higher, I'm not going to lie, especially with the MACD that's about to cross over. This could definitely get a bit of a bounce and a little bit of a reversal here. and it looks like it wants to move into the, back into the higher levels of this, symmetrical triangle thing we have going on. So that could be around 23 cents in the very near future here in the next couple days, at least, and we'll see how it acts around that, and I'll definitely keep you all updated when it hits that level, but I do think that it'll go higher in the short term. Let's move over now to NEO. NEO was doing pretty well, unfortunately got hit with the altcoin drop, and yeah, did bounce today, so that's what I wanted to see. And let's see, up around 5%. NEO looking pretty good again, actually very good, because it's back above the downtrend line here, the pink downtrend line. So that's obviously what I wanted to see for NEO. Now the RSI did bounce on this 40 line. Obviously it's still not looking that good on the indicator side of things, but the price action is looking decent for sure. So if we can hold above this downtrend line, that's going to be a good thing. That means that we're somewhat out of the woods for now. Now it's holding the support levels pretty well, as it looks like we're going to enter some consolidation here for NEO. Now obviously if it has enough strength, it can probably blow past $30 and really move higher into the mid $30 area. But for now, if we can get back near $30 and just kind of trade around that would already be a good thing, considering the Bitcoin fork and how the altcoins will probably see still a bit of shakiness till that's over. Let's go over to Vertcoin. So it looks like we have a bit of a bounce for Vertcoin. Now it's bouncing off, for one, the middle band, which is good to see, and it's now holding above the $3.30 level, which is really good to see, right? I didn't really want to see it go too much below that. And I mean, it did dip pretty low, all the way down to $2.68, but it's now, way above that and back trading in this range of, $3.30, so this red line right over here, and hopefully we can see it trade up until $4.80, which is the pink line over here, in the next couple weeks. So I do kind of expect it to get some range-bound price action. Obviously, MACD looking bad here for pretty much a full reversal. So, a bit of a pullback now and probably some consolidation ahead for Vertcoin, which is expected. I'm not bearish on Vertcoin. I think it'll handle this well and move back up in a couple, maybe a couple months. That does seem like a long time, but for the next couple of weeks, let's say, it might get some consolidation here. It's only normal at this point for Vertcoin after the price increase that it had. Going over to Monero now. Let's see. So Monero still very, very range bound, like I've been saying for the past couple of days. It's been trading in this range for quite a while now, and struggling a lot at this middle band. It's kind of testing it right now today. Middle band currently at $88. So we'll see if it can get back above that. If that can, sprout up a move maybe higher towards, moving towards $100 possibly. And obviously what we want to see for the bullish case is, break above $104 and really go back to some higher highs here. But for now, it's just still too range bound to tell. Obviously the bounce today is a good sign, but until there's some kind of clearer breakout, it's pretty much insignificant. So I can't really tell you what's going to happen here until something like that comes about. But let's go over to Omisego. Let's see what's been going on with that one. So Omisego, a little bit of a bounce here, kind of like Litecoin, put in a little bit of a short-term bottom, it seems like. It's obviously going to face quite a bit of resistance already on the RSI soon, as well as the middle band. So like Litecoin, probably some resistance ahead. And, if it can hold this low that I put in of, let's see, that was $5.37, that's already going to be a good thing, and hopefully it can just get some consolidation here for a while. And I would be happy with that. Obviously, for anyone holding Omisego, they would probably want it to go up, but considering the market environment for the altcoins, if any of them can already get some consolidation up until the hard fork of Bitcoin, that's already pretty good, in my book at least. And let's see, final cryptocurrency of this daily crypto update is Lisk, which got a nice little bounce today as well, and similar to Litecoin and Omisego as well. Now, a lot going on here on the chart, okay? It broke above, it's currently peaking above this downtrend line, it seems like. So we'll see if it can really hold and close above that, which will be a good sign. Now we did, let's see, let me extend this downtrend line. Looks like we bounced off that on the RSI, which is good to see. And it's obviously going to have quite a bit of resistance ahead, unfortunately. So we have all these downtrend lines, uptrend lines, the middle band, you know, just the previous candlesticks that are going to be just a lot of resistance in this $4.70 to maybe $4.80 area. So, you know, unless something special happens, it's probably going to just get a lot of consolidation around those levels. And hopefully, you know, it can just hold up in that area. But right now it's still, you know, lower than that. So we'll have to see how it acts around those red, those pink lines, you know, the uptrend and the downtrend line, before we can really tell how it's going to be acting. Otherwise, this is the end of my daily crypto update. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.